who flies to Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. It's hard enough living with a long time to go. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? Welcome to the show. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm sure it'll take a moment for people to come in, so let me hypnotize you while you're here with some snake friends that Pile Aquatic sent me. Yeah, Mark Pyle, what a guy, what a kind dude. So I told him that I was freaking pissed off, done with those wire buckets that basically just cut up my hands. And so he 3D printed me these handles. And so he sent me a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I can't tell you, gifts are always nice. But you guys, like I say, are my literal friend group. I don't really have a friend group outside of the channel, other than 2 or 3 people I see here and there in my current location. But check these out. So he printed these handles for me, and oh my gosh, I can lift so much more weight now. I am so happy to have those. I'm not supposed to lift a whole bucket full of water just because I'm a broken down old man, I guess. But there's that. So next surprise is Alex is actually doing things. So I moved the other tank. It's in the other room. And we took that long, skinny tank from the other room and we moved it out here. I went to Aquarium Co-op. I bought 2 little pieces of wood for $19.99 a piece. Look at this. And I literally snapped them together. So they're not even 2 pieces of wood. So I got to be careful. I got to wire that together still. But there's 2 pieces. There's one piece that's got another rhino horn. And this one's actually hollow all down it, which is cool because my loaches like to hide in there. And so they feel nice and secure without even having like a crazy grass fortress or caves or anything that are obvious. Like here you can see there's a bunch of auto sinkless in here. They're working on cleaning all that rock that was in the other room. And if you recall, this was all hair grass all through here. And we got almost all of it out. Now, there are still some roots that have kind of sprouted back up as the shrimp are going over and kind of mulling their way through things. What's cool, though, look at that yellow Amano. It's still so yellow. And the red Amano, these are all from Aquatic Arts. And right now, you can get them for less than $7.99 with my code, which is Fishery15, as Coro is posting all over down in the links, which is appreciated. Thank you, Coro. Also, both of these fish were available on there. Also, what's weird is my fire danios, Kythit danios, sometimes they call them fire ring danios, the ones that have the leopard spots, they're called Kythit danio or Devario Kythit, and I love them. They're really active fish, a little more peaceful than the normal danio. And then we've got the Kalitawa female and Kalitawa male. Man, I need to cut my fingernails. And then we've got the marbled or zebra autocinkless. And then a normal Amano shrimp. Look at that thing. It's coming to hang out. It's like the size of, I don't know, it's almost an inch and a half probably. Almost 2 inches. And then we've got all the Malawa shrimp that were in that grassy tank. I had misestimated, and I did film the process of moving it and kind of aquascaping this one and all that. But it was hard to believe that all this stuff was in there shrimp-wise. Like, there are baby shrimp all over in here, too, that are probably going to become food like any minute now, honestly. But you can see the Malawa shrimp. They come, I've got the red morphs in here, but they've got the white googly eyes. So that's how you can always tell Malawa Siloase shrimp is they look like gonzo. They got the rostrum that's kind of long, and they've got the black pupils on the white googly eyes, whereas a lot of other shrimp don't have that feature. So if you look here, these guys have they have eyelids kind of with pupils sometimes, but they're more like a silver or gold color with black at the base and some black on the pupil too. It's not like a perfect cartoon white eyeball that you're looking at like you do with the mono or the Malawas. And also the Malawas get these stripes. So the striping like that is when the water is over around 200 TDS. What I like about Malawa shrimp above all else, yeah, there's some babies finally. Back in there, there's some babies. Back up in, where are they? Yeah, there's a baby. And there's some really tiny babies back in there on the moss. But I basically just tucked everything back here. Eventually, I do want to maybe put some boosts or like a better plant assortment back in here. But for now, to make it look more natural, like this wood's coming out of something, like to kind of fill that crater. And then I want to get some hair grass growing just around the base of all this. And then I want to grow a carpet of something here with the silver queen Logonandrum eboldi growing still over there that hopefully kind of grows enough to droop down and kind of hang over the corner like a little shade. Throw some shade on the rest of the tank, you know? And then these are the lamb chop rasboras. You can get them at Aquatic Arts. I think right now they may still have them. But they goes by Rasbora het is what they usually go by, or heteromorphic rasboras or trigonostigma heteromorph. And that's because I guess they look the same hetero, like they look the same as the other ones in their family, but they're different in the coloring. So all the other ones have orange and black and gold as their colors. These have like a red to purple, and then they've got a deep lavender to silvery blue color when they're really happy, when they're in tannic water. They're not super happy right now, but you can kind of see that super pink or lavender fuchsia color. And in their tail, it's kind of looks a little more orange right now, but it'll get really red. And then their body will get blue and pink, which is kind of a weird trick on the eyes, the way they glisten like that. And then also these Pethia, they're sold as Pethia galatus or Gellius everywhere, but they're actually Pethia auranticus or aurantis, depending on, I don't know which of the two. I'm guessing aurantis with the orange sickle of a dorsal fin there. But the differences are super, super minute, and like that is a Pethia Gallus actually. But the ones that have the bright orange dorsal fin, top fin, are actually the Auranticus ones. And they actually have a different striping pattern slightly. Like that one there actually has, if you look closely, he's got more stripes. He's got an extra stripe right on the tail fin. And I don't know why they always throw them together, but they do. For some reason, they always get caught up together in the wild. Yeah, look at those. Look at those guys together. That yellow is just so yellow, even in my soft water. And the red is so red, and it just stays. Like I don't know. Sorry guys, I'm still blown away that those things were going for like 60 or 70 bucks, and now they're super cheap. Now they're like $7.99 on Aquatic Arts. I'm still seeing them for 40 or 50 bucks some places like local fish stores and stuff. This tank is almost devoid of fish now. We've basically got some snails. We've got some all that really lived through that big heat crash, other than like maybe 5 or 6 tetras that are hiding. We moved everybody over from the tank that was here, and we moved them into the endlers over here. So they're chilling, and then the adult endlers that were actually fifth and fourth and fifth generation, not the original gold ones and stuff, the ones that I'm working on breeding out traits in, they're in the other room, still in their big tank. But this tank is on the chopping block ish next. But right now, I'm actually gonna start running CO2 again, and I'm going to see like this is Kabamba furcata. See that beautiful pinkish fiery red? Whereas the other Kabamba here is the American Caroliniana, which it's cool, but it's got like a purple metallic color to it, and it's very common. Also, like, I don't know if that is Pogostemon erectus or if it's like Ludwigia pantanal in low light, or so I just don't know what a lot of this stuff is. And a lot of these here, where the shrimps are jumping, the shrimps are hungry. The other thing is like I put sponge filters in all my tanks thinking, oh, I'll use them soon. Oh, good thinking, Alex. Wow, this looks real usable right about now. Actually, it probably would be usable, but the problem is now it's got like algae. It's got like blackbeard algae on it. Um, I mean, sure, that would inoculate a tank. It'd be real healthy for your fish, but it's just, yeah. Yeah, that's the hot tub, exactly. Oh, never mind. You're talking about something else. But this tank was the one that got turned into a hot tub. Also, I mean, there was all this wood that was in the way, laid down years ago that had kind of gotten just buried into the mulm and the substrate. Hey, here's one of the diamond tetras that's still around. Also, my betta is still in here. Bob is still in here. That's the other big thing that survived. But then there's like this one Lagonandra. So I don't know. There's stuff that survived in there, but not like I'm still gonna reset it. Like this, like look at a lily is growing after years. Like I just gave it a little bit of room, cleared out some junk back here so that the fish could make their full loop around the tank again. And sure enough, new plants are sprouting. Also, just like I mean, look at this. This is just I have dozens of pieces of plant like this where it's like what is going on here. It's a Bulbitis hedulata rhizome that's pretty ginormous, really, considering I have those all the way. Some of them are as long as from this corner almost all the way to like midpoint, or there might be even one that was full length because it had grown in, and literally that with the hydrocotyl verticillata and these Anubias hybrids that I was growing. And remember, the ones that I hybridized have these crazy bunny ears on them. And the first generation had like slight bunny ears. The second generation is just bonkers. And they are Anubias fraseri and cophifolia, which I believe are both Anubias barteri originally. Because this is the Anubias fraseri in full immersed form. It does have those bunny ears, kinda, but not anything. I mean, only on the most mature leaves. Most leaves don't even have that. It's really the hybrid plant that grew from seed that has the biggest ones. And then there's like other plants in here like Homolamena, which this is similar to an Anubias. Very hard to tell the difference between this. I mean, you kind of have to feel it and feel that the leaves are like super different texture. And then, I mean, there's also like the hybrid of the Salzmani and Caroliniana. You can see that slight purple kind of color to it on the Bacopa. So there's also just weird plants. And then this is the Colorada and Caroliniana cross of Bacopa. And this has a purple or a pink, light pink or fuchsia hue to it, but only under certain lights. So I do want to make sure that I kind of like keep that going. And these guys are kind of pretty. So for now, I'm kind of just letting this hang tight. I'm going to clean it up slowly with the turkey baster. I hate to do it as somebody who literally spent the last 8 years trying to perfect how to make mulm that is nutrient rich. And I may even just store this mulm by putting it in, like decanting it into this bucket and then letting it evaporate off or straining off most of the water. And then I'd have like a mulm silt that I could save for later. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but we might just find out and learn the hard way in the future. No one's here to stop us, right? So yeah, and then also what's good to know is in between the hair grass, we got lots of the Crip Pink Flamingo just freaking killing it. I mean, it's already gone through its melt phase. And hopefully moving the tank won't cause another melt phase, but nothing it will assure me of that. I'm always terrified of that because it just, yeah, I don't know. But this is one of my all-time favorite plants, the Logonandra Silver Queen. I got this from, originally, I got it from Crystal Castleman at the first American auction that it ever made an appearance at, and I paid $120 for it. That is still the plant that I took out of this tank that was hiding right near that Crypnurii or Rosen Maiden or whatever. Also, I want to tell you that the holidays are coming, so I have something exciting to tell you guys. What do you want to tell them, Mr. Corsican Ram? Yes, I'll tell you. We have gift cards. Yeah, gift cards. All right, guys. So I don't know how it happened. It's a Christmas miracle. Dan from Dan's Fish hasn't really ever done gift cards or anything. And he hit me up and he said, you know what? You guys on your channel, Fishery, you've referred a lot of people over, and I think we can do some gift cards. Even though he doesn't do sales or gift cards really, other than his giveaway on his weekly streams, he said we could do gift cards. So I don't know what for sure that means yet, but he's cool with that. Aquatic Arts is doing gift cards for us, and boy, my head looks really small with this hat. Um, anyhow, so we're doing those gift cards. Then we're also going to be doing the gift cards for Moonlight Aquatics and maybe some other places too. Still kind of waiting on that. But yeah, so I want to do something overseas. So maybe like a Tropica or Dennerley gift cards. Boy, that's some hat hair right there. Maybe some Dennerley or Tropica gift cards would be in the works that we could use on both sides of the ocean. Something like that, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. But I do want to remind people that when I give out gift cards, all you got to do is be there. All you got to do is be here on a live stream when I'm live streaming. Usually, I'll even put it in the title. Although, I don't know if we will this time. Maybe this Christmas season, we will just kind of leave it out. I don't know. But usually, from Christmas to New Year's, I like to run some giveaways for the channel just to thank you guys and also to, I don't know, spread a little bit of cheer for those of you who feel like, my holiday kind of sucked. And then, like, maybe we can come through at the last minute and do a Hail Mary kind of touchdown win for the gifts. So maybe it'll end up being, maybe you'll win something in like on the 27th of December or whatever. So I kind of like doing it that way. Also, Johnny, thank you, Johnny Best, buddy. He sent me a PayPal of $40, which is incredibly kind. That was so nice of you, buddy, and I really do appreciate it. I don't know. I'm bad at thanking. Like, I don't know what to say other than like, this year I want to give back as always, and I was really scared that we weren't going to be able to do anything, like, because people just were not responding with any sort of. Usually it's like, okay, yeah, Fluval, we'll say like, oh, here's some filters or heaters or whatever, and if you want to give those away, that's fine. Or here's a gift card to wherever, and then I could spend money from my affiliate links usually which a lot of times is store credit. So like I have for Garden of Eater, I've got like $60 credit over the last 2 years with him. So like I can gift that. I can say I want to give $60 to somebody at your store, Grant, or Shelby, and that works out that way. So yeah. But also, I want to thank Mark Pyle one more time. Is he in here? Mark, are you in here, buddy? Pyle Aquatics, is he in here? Uh, let's see. Well, when I see him, I'll thank him again. But he also sent me these like caps for your wheels or tires. And then snake stuff because he's into reptiles and killifish and he does breeds killifish, breeds snakes. It's probably all backwards to you guys. But he's also the one who did the bucket handle for me because my back was just killing me and I'm not supposed to lift a whole lot of weight. But then he also made these cute little mushroom earrings for my wife, which was super cool, and sent a whistle. I don't know what he's trying to say about Seattle, but he's correct. And also, oh, you have Achilles, Claire. Awesome. Yeah, there, testify it. Johnny, I appreciate it, buddy. My code for Garden of Eater, I believe, is Secret 10. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it's either Secret 10 or History 10. It's secret, I think, though. It might be in the description of this video. Also, Kitty wants to say hi. I don't know, like, why, but she keeps popping around my feet, hopping in and out of my feet and saying, hi, guys. Do you want to say hi to the people? Do you understand what's going on at all? No, you just want more food. You just want food. She's a little food machine. She's getting bigger, though. She was a little tiny baby kitty. Oh, come on, baby. And now she's getting to be a big Buddha kitty. She's getting to be a Buddha kitty with the belly kitty. But yeah. So, all right, guys. I see there's some of y'all in here. I don't know where everyone is as far as, sometimes we have pretty big attendance on streams. Other times, not so much. I think I like this hat. I don't know. I can't decide. It's a weird temperature. It's like almost freezing outside. So I kind of want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi and just like lurk through the desert, even though there's no desert in Seattle. And just say things to people. And approach young, impressionable teenagers and be like, I can train you. And they're like, to do what? And I'd be like, fish. And be like, I don't care about fish. And I'd be like, be a YouTuber. And they'd be like, yeah, are you successful? And I'd be like, mid. And they'd be like, oh, well, you're kind of just creepy then. So anyways, that's that. So I'm trying to decide, guys, in this tank, do we want to keep it kind of as is? Does my loach need a friend? He just came out of the Loachy log. And, I thought this was my yo-yo loach. And I think is it a zebra loach? Now I'm confused. Actually, no, it is. I think it is a yo-yo loach. It's just really old. Really mature. Yes, it is. Okay. The zebra ones have the more pinstripe. But, he's getting real mature. So, I mean, he has made it this far without needing any friends. So, maybe he doesn't need friends. Oh, I saw you. Hi. What are you doing, you little weird mole-faced creature? Are you eating my shrimp? What are you into? What are you into, Mr. Man? I'm assuming it's a man. I don't know why I assume that, but and the Otto wants to hang out too. Where are my flakes? Oh, here we go. Let's give him some spirulina and see if that cheers him up. So what day are you doing the giveaways, Alex? Well, I don't know yet, but it'll happen soon. And probably the Discord and or YouTuber members community will get a nice heads up. Oh. I'm alive. The camera is questionable, but we're still here, guys. and I spilled food pretty much all over my hoodie. Hold on, guys. I look very comical. Let me get the worst of it into the hoodie. You guys who watch me regularly probably are like, Alex, how do you exist with all your accidents and foibles, your clumsiness, your ridiculousness? Yeah, I spilled like that all over me. But this isn't really a populated tank. I don't know. This tank will be able to handle quite a bit of food because of the snails and the shrimp. But yeah, we're just gonna call that good. Watch tomorrow. I'll have a video with me on the cover of the picture, crying, saying, "Oh, I fed my tank too much." No, it's actually not hardly anything. Also, I'm trying out new this. Wait, I forgot I doodled all over the thing. It's a 2 hour. Man, is there any side that I left alone? No. 2 hour aquarist. Uh, complete plant nutrition. And then I also have the easy potassium, which for good measure, let's put a squirt in there, squirt in there, squirt in there, squirt in there. So I need to get my CO2 up and running again. It's under here. Look at the dust. There's dust on the handles. I've got a big 20-pounder. I mean, that's enough to brew some burr. We could brew some burr in her with the fishes in there. Gosh, I just love these striped autosynchros with the purple eye. Okay, my chat has clearly frozen. Let me try to get you guys back up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, Obi-Wan is back. Stephen P. Look how easy that potassium was, right? That was something that I wanted forever. I mean, to be fair, I was like, I'm just gonna go get powdered potassium and throw it in water. Although that's a very poor idea. If it was at all pure, it would blow up in your face, literally. So you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to do that. Solomon Jukes, I found one of my Kuliloches in my AC50 must be climbed out through the waterfall, happily back in the tank now. Okay, all right. Well, what I don't know what my cat's doing now, but she's doing something over there. My wife had a little get together, and apparently the cat wants some bottles of wine. I think that is a kosher decision, and I for one, I appreciate it. Yes, Johnny Best, Alex, sometimes I wonder about oxygenation levels in water when aeration is turned off for 1 or 2 days even. LRB is no aeration, yet his fish don't gasp. So, I I have a couple things, and I don't want to like start any beef with Lucas, but when I was there, I mean, he's doing water changes, he's moving buckets of this and that, he's spot cleaning, he's trimming plants. He's a lot of times got fish that are moving at the surface that are breaking the surface, and he's got like bugs and stuff in there just hanging out in the fish room because it's Florida and it's in like a garage. And so it's not like 100% the way he. I mean, and I'm even part of the problem in that I went there, I toured the place, I said, like, look how quiet it is, there's nothing running here. I must admit, when I was there were a couple things running, but he turned them off and he's like, it's usually like this a lot of the time. But, you know, it's not like every tank is never getting that. And now he is getting more extreme in doing that. But he also has like a 40-gallon breeder for the tank. And then since it's Florida, yet again, for most of the year, he's not having to heat it. He's literally letting it cool down at night, and the room's getting to like 60 degrees or 70 degrees at worst. And then in the day, it gets all the way back up to like 79 to 90 degrees. And the humidity spikes. And that humidity, there's dew on everything in Florida in the morning. and then the sun comes up and it's gone in a minute. And so I think the humidity and the fact that he lives in such a humid environment down there, it is not the same as when he lived in Ohio. And he had a lot of low tech tanks in Ohio, but they weren't like completely no aeration. And I think there's something definitely going on at night with transpiration in the plants, how you make oxygen in the light and you don't in the, you know. So I think there's some things going on there, and I don't know what combination it is, but I do think that it would be fascinating to go study that and to also like compare a tank that literally has nothing going on versus like a tank that has just dirt in it and water, like because he did have some where he was doing that, but he was leaving them for like 3 or 4 months until that they were covered in green algae and green water. Then he was putting very active fish in them for the most part, or he was putting fish that don't mind, like little swamp fish, little killifish and things like that. So I'm kind of curious, but I would really love to get an oxygen detector and go all through, my fish room, Lucas Brett's, Father Fish, any of us who play with that kind of stuff, also even Wallstead. Like, I would be very curious just to see how these tanks are doing oxygen exchange, CO2 exchange, why, all that kind of stuff. Um, Radina Winsbury, hello. How's it going? Dino Sauce, good to see you also. Aloha, also good. Clear surface area at water surface to allow gas exchange. Yeah, so if you get rid of all the floating plants take more nitrites out of the water than anything. But if you don't care about nitrates, which I don't think Lucas cares a whole lot about them, um, you can have no floating plants. You can just use algae as your biofilter for the most part. I mean, that'll work to a pretty big degree, biofilm and algae. And I would say that's what I'd like to see, because my tanks, all of them run zero nitrates year round. I have to add in a lot of nitrates just to get them to like grow plants, if I don't pack it into the soil in that lasagna method. It's not my method, it's just kind of a hybrid of a bunch of things that are out there. Um, Johnny Best, what's up? Bentley, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Beto, Great Lakes, hello. I use hornwort as floaters. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, thank you so much, man. Hey, it's Pile Aquatics. Mark, thank you so much. I already spent some time thanking you, so I don't know if you can go back. I won't make you go back, but thank you. And yeah, welcome all you new members. Go to the community tab and check out what we got going on there. We got over 200 extra episodes of audio based content, and then we've got a whole bunch of extra posts, and there's weird little like, oh, I found this on sale and stuff like that gets posted there. Also, our Discord is slowly becoming that and more, in that it also can host big files. So for another, I think the cheapest I could make it was $2.99. And don't do it on Apple Pay or Apple Store. They'll charge you literally 33% more off the top of everything every month. So do it on Android or PC, please. All right. So what I was going to say, if you're new here, if you're just joining us, this tank is still pretty a mess. It's just going through it. We got like one diamond tetra left, and we've got Bob is in there somewhere. Where is Bob the bed? I don't know. Bob's in there somewhere. He just poked his head out a second ago. And then we've got the Endlers hanging out in here, just making babies, doing their thing. From the first part of that breeding project. The second part of that breeding project's now in the fish room. And over here, we moved the little tank, and we've got the big long tank now. So we got the long rimless bookshelf tank, and in here we've got the Kalitawas, we've got the yo-yo loaches, we've also got the Amano shrimp, the normal ones. We've got the Amano shrimp, the yellow ones, and the red ones. And if you haven't seen these yet, they are literally as good as the normal Amano shrimp, but they've just been selectively bred in Eastern Europe. They've been breeding in captivity, and I mean, I'm putting them side by side and seeing pound for pound. They're still getting pregnant and everything with the other ones. Of course, nothing's developing because it's not. There's a normal one right there. Because it's not. Hey, there's all my. I was just wondering where all those guys had been hiding, and they're out now. The Kythit Danios are really shy in this tank, probably because of the brightness. But Kythit or Fire Ring Danios, she is really gravid. She's ready to spawn. They might have been, I could have just triggered them to spawn. But then we've also got the Rasbora Hets in here again with the purple and the red and the lavender. And then we've got the Pethia Aurantus and Gellius in here, or Galeus or Oronticus. And then basically this wood might blow up into biofilm white stuff, white, clear, mushy stuff. But you can see all the little Malawa shrimp. They're the ones with the gonzo eyes, as I said, with the white dot or the white eyeballs with the black pupils. And they're just hanging out. You can see them all over the wood. I didn't know I had this many of them. So I'm very happy that there are so many, and that also the color lines, the red Malawa and the blue Malawa, are definitely in here. So it's the mothership colony, even though it crashed, the 40 breeder that was like this planted crashed, and we lost all those. There are still some in there, and I mean, when you have a shrimp colony, like I mean, hey, there's Bob the Betta. He's blue. You might catch a glimpse of him. He has been so shy ever since he's right there. He's been so shy ever since the tank crashed, and it's just such a bummer. I'm so sad for him. By the way, these King Koopa snails from also from Aquatic Arts, these guys are like ravenous. Oh, here comes Bob. Hey, Bob. He's a giant betta. He used to come and play with my finger and hang out, and now he's pretty shy. Are you gonna come hang out? Are you gonna come boot my finger? You gonna, Bob? Or are you're gonna hide? Okay. All right. So that's a bummer. I mean, I've never seen a fish go from like super happy-go-lucky and like wanting to actually have people touch it to hiding and quivering in the corner. Also, look at, I didn't know I had these in here still. So you hide the fish, and all of a sudden, cherry shrimp from literally, I probably 4 years ago plus, were still living in the mole mess tangle down there somewhere. There was still a population of them kicking around, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Bob is still mad. You are correct. Man, I just love these super bright Amano shrimp. They look so cool on the pink flamingo or panther, and also the yellow ones. The yellow ones look pretty cool too. They almost look like too surreal though. The yellow ones are so colorful that I feel like I don't know. It feels like almost like glowfish. And so I'm a little, I don't know, a little on the fence if that's too much. Anyways, I ended up taking out a whole lot of rock material, and then we've got like the biggest mess ever in here. Don't worry, I'm not going to subject you guys to all the drama in here. But we moved this mess of a tank. Gee, I wonder where the tank was. Was it on that square that was like a yoga mat, or the rectangle that was a yoga mat? And then we've got this 65 is actually going to come over here. It's going to fit perfectly where that wood is. We're actually moving the new table. I mean, it's not really table, it's boards. We're moving all that. And then we took the other tank from the other room that was on that small tank. It's here. We've still got to reset up all the lights and stuff. We've got to rewire everything. Pull that tank. That tank can stay, but it's scooting down. This tank, I want to re-aquascape it so everybody might be moving, and I kind of want to put these Danio Negro Fasciatus, the navy blue and gold Danios, I kind of want to put them out there in the main tank. I kind of want to put the checkerboard cichlids out there too. Honestly, they're a really fun, interesting fish to watch behaviorally. And then over here, this side is pretty much staying the same. So we've got all the feeding racks up here of the boy. The lights have been off all day. So let's see what the scuds and the shrimp and everybody's doing up there. It is a scud party. Holy smokes. The scuds are out in this tank. I mean, there's a million of them right there. Not in this tank, though. And we have a weird fungi growing at the base. But that fungi is what we read about in the most recent studies. More, again, more scuds everywhere, isopods everywhere. The isopods have cleaned up this tank like none other. So the tank used to look like this with just crap everywhere on the bottom with just the scuds, and you get this algae on the glass and everything. Now look at it, guys. It's 3 weeks with these isopods. I put 25 in here, the aquatic isopods, and they have basically, they're allowing everything to mold, and then they're eating the mold off of it. And I love it. I really love them. Also, guys, these gobies right now, tonight is the last night Moonlight Aquatics is shipping fish. And so he marked down a bunch of prices. A lot of the fish places will be doing that. So moonlightaquatics.com, they have a whole bunch of these things. They have so many rainbow fish. They've got these Kohaku swordtails that I've been breeding. They've got the beta embolus, or no, that's beta mahachiensis, the beta embolus. They've got they did have these gold ring danios. They had a lot of the little mini rasboras and a lot of little odd live bears. So many shrimp, lots of like I said, rainbow fish, but there's pseudomagills. And then they've got the white cheek goby. They've got, I think, 9 Stiphodon species going right now in their custody and care, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look real quick. I want to give them a shout out. Also, let's just say hi to the Elosomas and the baby Kohaku swordtails. So this is the blue Malawa tank. Essentially, I thought, okay, well, here's where we're going to put the really blue ones and get them spawning again, like this guy here, or gal. Sorry, ma'am. But I didn't really think that far ahead in that I also put my Elosoma in here. And the Elosoma are like ruthless at eating baby shrimp. They eat every baby shrimp. Like, you know that Baby Shark song? They're like that with baby shrimp. Like baby shrimp, don't do baby shrimp, nom 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 nom. Baby shrimp, nom 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 nom. So there's not really any baby shrimp in here, but all the blue shrimp are in here, hanging out with the blue little Elosomas. There's the little male, a little bugger, and they do need live food. So this is a temporary housing situation until I can steal the Malawas or from one of the tanks up here, one of the breed tanks, or the tank that has the Malawas up there. Still need to redo all the drywall up here. So that's the update with everything in here, basically. This needs to get tossed. That needs to be brought down. This needs to be brought up. This needs to be completely reworked. I did look at that substrate. I'm going to leave it because that's the oldest substrate other than that. That's getting tossed. This 10-year-old substrate will remain. So the experiment will live on in that tank. 10 years max substrate is all I can do. Any more than that, I'll lose my mind. I mean, I feel like you know at that point what it's doing, what's going on. So you can kind of tell people. All right, sorry guys, I abandoned my chat. Let's see here. Do you have any betas? Yes, I have lots of betas. I have beta mahachiensis. I have beta embolus. I have beta megoptera. Beta compuncta, and then I also have Beta splendens and what other one right now? Ruber. I still have a few of those that are adults. They're not really breeding anymore. But guys, I do want to turn around, tell you just a little bit about using the code because this is the last night. How many Goodyead species have I had or do I have? There are 38, I believe, that they consider in the Mexican live bear slash Goodyead slash split fin, butterfly fin, whatever you want to call them, complex or clade. But I think that it's essentially there's really like Goodyead in the group. I think there's like 22 or 23 maybe, but there's 38 like for conservation reasons. What I wanted to show you though is that you guys can get your discount of 10% off on Moonlight, but he's already got stuff listed at crazy low prices. So there's a lot of cool fish on here that you're going to be like, I've never seen a black autosynclus. Like, what is a black autosynclus? And you know, or like what is the bird song Stiphodon? They're just a beautiful Stiphodon, bright orange. You know, and then you know, just like Kohaku's, $6.99, super cheap. Corydorus, the black Venezuelan ones that are actually German homebred, $19.99. He's got some devil crabs, blood devil crabs. Also, the incredible priced shrimp. His most expensive are $3.99 for the Neos. Some of his Neos are $2.99 for like the blue jellies. Also, he doesn't have a picture. I have a picture, but his blue flame paradise fish are incredible. They are straight from China and they are incredible. Also, these blue Micronesian Sisiopterus lividus, they are super cool looking. They're in the thumbnail for tonight's video. I mean, obviously he's got lots of odd, like Chilatharena wapoga red form, $19.99. But to show you the fair pricing, I mean, he's got Collyweb, he's got Ave Creek, Cali Awalim rainbow fish. He's got the Chilatharena Taratatu, is that how you say it? But then the Upper Tor River, these are a beautiful one. I mean, those are pretty much all $20, which is a steal. The Sengi, and then to show you guys, orange Venezuelans, $8.99 for Corys. I think that's a pretty fair price for double S grade and higher. Some of them, he says S and SS. They're all SS or higher grade. I mean, some of them are not even crystal anymore. Some of them are like pure red line and pure black line. $2.99 for his fire red shrimp, just mix and match. But what I wanted to show you, these are more of his Stiphodons, Cynodonus, squeaker catfish. I mean, he's just got so much stuff. His Tiger Moray fresh waters, these are beautiful and they're kind of crazy, but do I miss my crab? Hell no, Fishcapades. I hope that crab burns. I hope he is in the fiery pits. That crab was such a pain in the butt. Now, I might try a ghost crab. They're only $11. He's got ghost crabs. He also has the new... I need to get these. I literally didn't have the money, and I was like, I gotta find the money. I gotta start stealing catalytic converters. This is a new to the world, guys. Well, Germans, of course, knew about it first, but the last year, this is the first time I've ever seen them. Gold panda loaches. That's what they're called. They're from the same creek. They start out like little panda loaches, but they look like little zebra loaches. They're more splotchy and they have more of a line. He's only selling them for $20. They are $100 at Aquarium Glosser. He also has normal. He had normal panda. Panda loaches. He's also got Ivancara bimaculata. These Imperial Lapis Tetras are still only, these are the ones that are not named right. But they're incredible. I took some pictures and sent him some pictures, and then I think Ryan has also sent him some pictures. But that the Fire Ant Tetra, but only $7.99 for the new Tetra that I think it's Margarite is the or Monenthalin. It's one or the other. I can't remember. It's a Hypus Sobercon. Also, I mean the the Takatut Tiger Pleco. Those are cool. The Sultan Plecos, they're 3 inches long. I mean, for $54. The leopard zebras. I mean, he's got all these cool plecos right now. He always has cool plecos. $39.99. Albino full grown L333s. These guys are like 6 or 7 inches. And that picture is, I think, I don't know. You'll have to double check the description, but for that price, they should be adult. And here we go. So here are some more that tonight only he's marked these down. They were more. These are brand new out of China. Nobody's really seen a lot of these gobies. These guys are like blue with like this weird kind of metallic blue speckling on their face. And this is at Moonlight Aquatics, just so you know again. And he's also got these Mekongensis lentips, which they're cool. They look like flaming arrow gobies. But I mean, he's just got a bunch of cool stuff. Again, more of all these rare types of Aru2 Melanitania picta. He also has the fake orca whale woodcats. I don't know if they're listed or not. I hope they are. More Stiphodon elegans, Cobalt Stiphodon, Stiphodon maculodorsis, the orange fin ones, even though this one's not colored up. Again, the shrimp are nuts. He's also got Neocaridina that are yellow eye, which I haven't seen those in the US yet. So again, I want to shout out him today. Tuesday, I believe, is the last day. Again, he had the blueberry snails. He was the first in the country to have them. Corey came and bought his from him. He's selling Corey's aquarium co-op food there now. He's got pom-pom crabs for $11.99. Here we go. Panda loaches, $13.99. You guys clear them out tonight. Are you freaking kidding me? $13.99. And then $11.99 for the orange variety of the viviparous, or the blueberry snails. These are actually more like a peach to a pink to a red. Peacock goby, he has peacock gudgeons for $14.99, which is actually, that's a higher price than usual. But he's also got like Pseudomagil Aru2s like you saw in my other room. He's got the Sicyopris cubensis and the red lip or lipstick goby, red lizard catfish, neon red eyes. He's got pencil fish. I mean, dude, Moonlight Aquatics tonight. Clear him out. Tomorrow he's shipping out the last bit for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Again, this Star-Spangled Banner Rhinogobius, it doesn't have a name yet. It's brand new to science. Super, super cool red, white, and blue goby that's like 4 inches long. I don't know. Go to the website. I just wanted to give him a shout out because he's doing such cool stuff. The Arophasis, or I always say it wrong, Aruofusus. I can't say it. I tried. He's also got Datinoid, tiger Datinoids, the big crazy mean fish. He's also got the white cheek gobies. These are the ones that are in my tank, the little 1999 ones. They turn all orange in the body and they get all striped. Okay, so I really wanted to show you guys that. Also, Aquatic Arts, I think they're going through the rest of the week. But they've also got my code and they've also marked down some stuff. But I want to show you guys their Amano shrimp just to show you what all they have because they're starting to carry some wild stuff. So you guys saw my orange/red Amanos. They look way better than this. So I sent them pictures of mine being like, hey guys, your pictures don't do these guys justice. They look incredible. But only $7.99. So use my code FISHTERY15, all caps FISHTERY, and you get 15% off your order on top of that. I mean, they're the same price as the normal ones. Look at this. Marked it down for right now to try to clear these out before the holidays. $7.99 for those yellow ones. For the creamsicle, the orange with the foggy white, with the snowball ones, with the orange or the red. There's also a blue variety they have sometimes. So I just wanted to shout out the places that I like and the weird and cool stuff that is going on. Also, look at this brand new thing that Aquatic Arts is doing. They're doing isopods and springtails. Are there any loaches that don't like to cuddle? Not really. They all really do like to cuddle. So look at this. They've got it marked down a little bit, just as a little nudge. They've got the Oreo crumble ones. They've got the Shiro Utsuri isopods, samurai isopods. They also have the orange creamsicles. They're trying to get more. They had the powder orange. They all sold out in like one day. Also, the Giant Canyon ones, those sold out in like one day. The lilac springtails, they're like a soft little purple color. They sold out immediately. And then just normal springtails, those sold out immediately. I'm going to start this. Give me gobies or give me ditherfish. Yes, exactly. I agree. Liberty or death, right? Now, they have Aquatic Arts, it's easy to be like, okay, well, I would drop money, both of those places. But I just wanted, yes, you guys are helping me out if you use your codes. That is great and all of that. But, look at these. There are some really cool, like, full-grown pink Sakura Clark's-eye. They look like Pepto-Bismol. These Thunderbolt crayfish. The only people breeding these in the U.S. Also, they've got the smaller pink Sakura ones. They've got the blue claw zebra crayfish. I don't like crabs. I don't like crayfish. But this is definitely, if you like inverts, shrimps, isopods, crabs, snails, crayfish, this is the place to come to. Aquatic Arts is killing it. And they're growing most of them in-house, not their microcrabs. Wow, they're really selling out. So all these that they're sold out of, all the colorful, beautiful microcrabs, they're not really sold out. They're actually breeding them all in-house. It's just they literally sold them all in the sale most recently. But again, you guys, Fishery 15. Fishery 15. Here's the Pethia gellius or gellus. And again, see, they've got black and then yellow. So that's correctly labeled. The Auronticus just have orange or yellow on their top fin. So on my new Aquascape tank, they're in there. I have a mix of them. So I need to order some more of them. They've also got these beauties. And the price, guys, don't look at the price and assume that's for one. That's going to be for like 3 or 5 probably. Let's see. Fireline Danias. These are newer. So yeah, 3. So they're like $8 a piece. But that's still a nice price. Also, red tail rock gobies. Man, I love Hillstream species, oddball species, gobies. And they are, between Moonlight Aquatics and Aquatic Arts, they're just freaking killing it. Also, Trigonostigma hengeli. These are similar to mine. Mine are the purple and pink and kind of lavender ones, though. Also, they've got in like Golden Wonder Killies. They've got the Glow Light Choprodanios, which are a beautiful fish if you've never kept them. The actual natural colored red honey gourami or the tuna gouramis. They've got all sorts of the Medaka rice fish in. They've got Batis in, glow lights, squeaker tetras, ruby tetras, mini raspberry. Okay, you guys get the point. If you guys need fish, I got your back. Use the code, help me out, and also a little shout out. Yeah, Alex bought all the crabs. Yeah, you wish, Nancy. Get those things out of here. I hate crabs. Crabs are everything evolutionarily turns into a freaking crab, and they're just awful, hideous creatures. Hey, these guys are pretty happy. I mean, I didn't know I didn't know I had shrimp in here still. To be quite frank, I figured there were some Malawa shrimp in here. To find out, I have the Neocaridina in here though. That's a mind boggler. That's a head scratcher. Here, there's one even up here. Did I get him to jump out? Yeah. Jump out. Jump on it. Jump on it. So I also need to figure out, am I going to sell these plants? Am I going to cut them? How am I going to... I need to at least save like my oddball projects, my hybrids that, for instance, like don't exist anywhere else. Like the Colorado hybrid. I got to do that, right? Yeah, so those red Amanos that they're calling orange Amanos, look at that. Look how freaking bright that is. And I think that's better than the pictures they have up on their website. I'm sorry. Look at this. So there are the Pethia gellis in there. The one with that orange fin is not just a male or something. It's actually the wrong species. They get mixed up all the time. I tried to breed them like a dum-dum, thinking that was a male, and then somebody set me straight, and I figured out, oh, there's like 5 species of Pethia that look identical, other than like, you know, a very subtle difference. But ooh, look at that. Beautiful red beauty walking down the street. Singing do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. How to grow moss fast? There's not really a good trick other than lots of flow, decent nutrients, and usually low nitrates, like 20 parts per million or less, like just enough to kind of feed the moss, and lots of flow, and then just rip the hell out of the moss. Cut it, rip it, do whatever you got to do. Just beat that moss up, make it angry. Make sure that it's the stepchild that doesn't get any love, and it will grow like crazy. Put some power heads on it. That will help keep the flow going. Give it something to grow on. Give it like Sawassertang even. It'll grow intermixed with Sawassertang, and it'll go nuts. If it has some rootstock, like hydrocotyls of any species, pennywort, Japanese pennywort, American pennywort, whatever you want, like this, it'll grow all throughout that. It'll even grow throughout a sponge filter. I mean, you name it, Cupcake, it'll grow on it. It gets so thick in my tanks, I don't know what to do with it. Now, the thing I hate more than anything is this Claudophora, or the Marmo moss ball. Actually, blackbeard algae is up there with it. And I was thinking that this tank was going to be so inundated with it that I would have some problems. But luckily, these Amanos, and if I get a few like Florida flagfish, maybe I don't know if I want to deal with them growing up is the main thing, but maybe some of the Siamese algae eaters, the kind specifically the reticulatus is their Latin name. They will eat blackbeard algae straight up. They'll make a quick meal out of it. And again, I'm just going to use like this. We're just going to literally, tediously, I could use a hose and a siphon. I could, but it's not going to give me the fine amount that I want. So I'm going to use probably a strainer, a net. Also, I don't want a bunch of snail eggs in the mix. So I am thinking about saving, though, all this, putting it all into a bucket, then pouring it all through cheesecloth, and then, wringing it out really good so that I can keep it and use it on some projects. Maybe not even projects with fish. It might literally just be plant projects, like planting tissue cultures immersed, or even completely terrestrially at first in this like gnarly water. Because the other thing is, this has all sorts of protein in it. I mean, look at all the snail egg casings. Even if they're not viable, there's all these snail egg casings in it. And that is going to bring protein, amino acids, stuff that you don't necessarily think about normally in the aquarium, but that is in there and that is part of your ecosystem, part of your biosphere. It's going to be in there, and your plants may or may not like it. I mean, we'll find out. So we'll see if they grow like weeds, then we'll have something. Um, let's see. Mosses grow fast in my light tanks, in soft water tanks. Yeah, soft water, that's another good thing. Soft water, I agree. Wood, if they do have wood or a wire mesh or like cut it out of a screen door or, chicken wire or whatever, a mesh that's fairly fine, that will also encourage it. Some moss likes rocks, but if we're talking Christmas moss, Java moss, this kind of stuff, and look at how dirty this stuff got just because it was down at the bottom of the tank for so long. So many false starts to all this, and you can just go like this, and I mean it just dirties the water quickly, but it cleans up really easily. And the main thing I look for on my moss is I'm like, is there algae present? And what's cool is if you grow it down in the low light, just like that commenter was saying, you don't have to worry about all the algae and stuff. There just isn't enough light for algae all the way down in here. There is for cyanobacteria and blue-green algae, but there's not enough for the algae that you'd worry about. Also, then just get nearite snails. They'll clean up the diatom algae. They'll clean up any of any of the harder algae, or bristly, wiry algae. Your nearite family of snails will take care of those. So that's good. Flame moss. I think flame moss is another one that CO2 and high light, I think actually will work really well. But you're going to have to contend with algae. So if you're not good at mastering controlling algae, then maybe think of something like the lower light version, like just hiding it deep down in your tank like I do here. And it just grows, and it's a byproduct. Like, I put this in 2 months ago, this Rosen Maiden, and it's already got moss growing all over above it because it just floats by and just grabs on the way moss evolved to do. So here we've got those red amanos. These are the orange amanos listed online. And the normal ones turn a beautiful blue color a lot of times. So I just wanted to shout out Aquatic Arts. Again, that's the quality you guys are going to get. Those are their Pethia Gellus. That's what they look like right there. The one you won't get is the orange fin one, this guy. And they also have lamb chop rasboras. They also have danios. I was debating, do I want to do the Soundhill danios here? And I couldn't make up my mind. Also, Moonlight, he's the one who got me all these, the marbled, the tiger stripe, and then there's also the marbled autosynclus. He's got black autosynclus, orange autosynclus. He's got a bunch of different stuff on his website still. Clean him out. Tonight is the last night. He sends orders tomorrow, and then that's that on Moonlight. But again, get that extra 10% off. Shipping sucks everywhere. I have no game plan to help anybody there, unfortunately. What else was I gonna tell y'all? Did I have anything fun for y'all? Whoa, the fact that these, he's got at Moonlight, those. He's got those. He's got these. And he's got all the little gobies, these guys, that eat scuds and amuse me endlessly every night. Look, he thought that was a scud. It was poo. It was a pisto poo. Gross. A pisto. And, yeah. So, I think these things are breeding in here, actually. Which, great. I'm glad. I actually thought I had less of the RU2s, and I'm noticing there's some females in there. But I'll be harvesting the aquatic what do you call them? Isopods. They're all up and down this root here. You can see them. The little lumps, that's them. Also, there's scuds in here. In here, we've got the smaller type of scud and infusoria. Here, we've got the normal scud that's everywhere. The Gomeris pulex, as it's known. They're just kind of all over, but you can see them all over that log. They actually like that fungus that grows in tanks on rotting stuff. I mean, that's what you're looking for. And then in this tank, we've actually got shrimp. So I've been trying to see how well shrimp can do with the isopods. And the thing I'm realizing is the shrimp, like that's a shrimp right there, if we get the light right, that's a shrimp right there. The shrimp are surviving. They're having babies. I think most of the babies are getting killed, though, by those. Also, this tank is so heavy, I will probably never move this darn thing again. Not with water in it. And I put it backwards. So look at that. This is the side of the tank that was never shown the light. It never knew the light. It's never seen the light. It doesn't know what light is. And so it's probably going to get all the weird cyano layers here because we've got... Here, we'll do it a different night, guys. We'll explore this substrate without the glare on it and with like a flashlight because you can see all the lava rock and everything, all the lasagna method. That's 8 years of lasagna method. No, almost 10 now, actually. Of lasagna method. Just chilling, doing its thing. This is an 8-year lasagna method here. So, we shall see. Also, there's another natural honey gourami, if you're curious what Aquatic Arts has. They're not as bright. They're not bright yellow or bright red. They're natural. They're all natural. Kitty, come on. What are you eating? I don't want you to eat random things. Meow. We needed food. That's what we came in here for, honey. We came in here for the food. We didn't come in here for you to eat everything. This place is a fire hazard for fish and for Kitty. So I need to get it clean. But again, those amazing white cheek Hillstream, these guys that I've done so much filming of, he's got them on sale at Moonlight, cheaper than I got them for. So go get yourself some. And Kitty, we're gonna go feed the fishies. Well, these fishies. We'll feed these fishies for the people, and we'll check on chat and see how neglectful your daddy is. Come on. Come on. Oops. Kitty, I just knocked the kitty with the tub of food. Milo, Rubio, I haven't learned so much from you in the last few days. Thank you. I have learned so much from you. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear we're learning. Don't know if it's useful, but I'm glad to hear we're learning. Daniel Ingalls, the circle will never be broken. Mick, Aqua Escapes asking, any ideas on diagnosing uncommon illnesses? I'm having issues with my guppies. Yeah, guppies are a tough one. I must admit, guppies are a pain in the butt. They get a lot of wasting disease. They have been very inbred and they're very tolerant. Actually, they have a crazy amount of resilience to not succumbing to being inbred. So guys, I didn't include this, just real quick before I finish that, I didn't include that idea on the video on reviewing this Aquatic Arts Magic Nano Feed, because Alex, why would you want it to go mid-water? You want it to float, right? Well, not always. I don't want it to float over here and then sink uselessly down here where only some shrimp can get it. I want it to be mid-water where all these fish can swarm it and get it. So I pinch a bit in between my fingers and I literally just dip them to like that and then let it go. And then it won't float on the top. You can also just go and blow and some will fall down each time you do that. But when you do that, then it does tend to spread very quickly all the way across. I mean, look, we already have some traveling all the way down here past the halfway point of the tank. But that little amount, it looks like you're feeding your fish, and this is what I like about it, especially for new keepers. I literally put like a 20th of a gram or a 40th of a gram in there, and it made that much of a mess all over. But really, weight wise, it's nothing. The surface area is just huge on floating food usually. So that's all that's happening right there. And that's what's going on in this tank too. We barely fed any, but yeah. All right, let's see here. So let's get back to the chat. Sorry guys. Nano trademark. Yeah, bite my they can bite my ass. Screw that. Whoever is trademarking the word nano, uh, it's like the people trademarking genes for like elephants and stuff, you know? They can man, no, don't ever listen to those trademarks. Infringe, infringe, infringe. Aquascapes, that's me. Guppies are shimmying and have some strange hard cyst looking things. Some is, oh, that's eating on some of their fins. That could be a viral thing. And if it's viral, we don't really know what to do for that other than try changing their water. Try changing it first. You can try doing salt dips. Then kind of the last resort is exposing them to, like, if they're in 8.0 water, put them in 6.8 or 7.2, like take them down or put them up harder, and see if you can shake the baseline of whatever that pathogen has, whether it's whether it's a pathogen that's eating away at the fish, whether it's living on the fish, whether it's causing an illness or something. Like, that's kind of our last line when we can't figure out anything else, is you're going to increase the oxygen. You're going to basically do salt dips, and or we used to do copper dips. That's not so common anymore. Now we tend to use Victoria or malachite or forest green, as those dyes are very detrimental to a lot of parasites and to a lot of the protozoans that often are in there. Um, so yeah, let's see here. A few of your baby shrimp may have been. Oh yeah, a lot. Baby shrimp definitely get eaten a lot. Also, is Pile still in here? Mark, are you still in here, dude, buddy? Uh, you have a 40 or a 50 gallon same footprint as a 40 breeder. Almost impossible. Oh yeah, for sure. Chris was asking, need some nearite snails. How many do you think I need for 5 tanks? Like 1,000? No. Nearite snails, they may take a little while. Thank you, Mick. I appreciate it, buddy. And thanks for your questions, you guys. I'm trying here. So I would say that, with nearites, every 10 gallons, I'd throw a nearite in. If you got like racer nearites, or if they're the sunthorn nearites or the pink lady or the little mini spike ones, any of the chilatheron mini ones, dwarf ones, pygmy ones, whatever you want to call them, then I'd do 3 per 10 gallons because they're like not even the size of a pea. But the ones that are like yay big, like the size of a grape or some like a small grape, um, those I would get 1 per 10 gallon, and eventually they'll usually do it and clean it all. The thing is, if there's not food for them, if you see them hiding in one spot, or you see them grazing on the glass and like they're going up and down all the time, but you don't see any algae whatsoever, you may want to throw an algae wafer with spirulina in it for them. But really, that's the only danger with nearites, is that you're gonna not have enough food for them. It won't be that they overpopulate, because they're not going to populate in your freshwater tanks. Now, ram's horn snails, bladder snails, pond snails, Malaysian trumpet snails, they're not going to eat the hard powdery algae, and they're not going to eat the like the bristle algae, the blackbeard algae, the wiry algae. They'll eat the slimy algae, and they'll eat the watery, floating around single cell algae. And they'll eat dead stuff and stuff like food that the fish missed. But that being said, those all poop a lot too. Nearites poop, but they're pooping out algae that has been, the cells have been ruptured, and they basically eat the chloroplast out of them. So there's that. Let's see here. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the best place to go for odd illnesses of guppies. Um, there are groups online. I don't know, most of them kind of suck. Um, but I mean, there's groups online like Kitty, stop it. Um, but maybe the American Library Association. Also, we have on the Discord for my site a veterinarian vetted like fish disease guide that Serena or Nirvana Aquatics put up there. Um, Asya, hey, it's good to see you, my dear. Lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hope your holidays are lovely. What's the trick to nearite eggs? The trick is they will lay them if you have both sexes. In fact, sometimes even the females will lay them without a male. If you have a male, and how to tell the difference, it's different on each species, but usually it's something to do, if you can, it's something to do with them having longer antennae. Or you see that their antennae are two different lengths, that's oftentimes a male. Um, or if you ever see that they're holding on to something and they can pull all the way around 360 or branch. So if they've got a thin little branch that's like, I don't know, whatever, a pen, and their whole foot is wrapped almost around it, totally touching back around, that's going to be a male usually too, because that means they're grabbing the female that way. Other snails use a little thing and insert a packet, but some kind of twist together and do it that way. Um, but yeah, others are they do it on their own. They don't need no man. They don't need no anything. Is there a general cure for a majority of maternal parasites? Yeah. So basically, if you do general cure and praziquantel or flubendazole, fenbendazole, any of those, if you've got the flubendazole or fenbendazole, one or the other, and praziquantel or prazipro or prazi, if it has prazi at the beginning and it's a fish uh, antipathogen, you can pretty much rest assured that those two in combination, like a general cure and an antiparasitical, they'll get anything other than true roundworms or flatworms or tapeworms. Now, roundworms, some get killed. True worms, they will get killed. But actual flatworms, nematodes, parasites that are like, or tapeworms in the stomach, you need your own agent, and that is levamisole. The good thing though is if you're trying to treat with that, which is Expel P is the one product that sells that in the U.S. You're not going to find it if you're out of the country unless you're buying like veterinary or big farm stuff. Wasting disease, I don't know the protocol to fix. Some people I've heard talking online say that there's a protocol out there, but I do not know if that is true news or effective. I feel like I would have heard it by now from one of my veterinarian friends, from one of my ichthyologist friends. I do know that the Florida Aquacultural Lab has learned some ways to kind of hold it at bay, and also I believe they did identify a protozoan that is probably the cause for sucking the nourishment basically out of them, which is like a B12 deficiency, which then leads to calcium, manganese, and magnesium deficiencies in the actual nerve endings. And so you'll see some wasting, and it's a nutritional thing, but really what you'll start seeing at the end of life, right before they die, if they don't die from ick or some other thing that they're just vulnerable to, is they'll start twitching and flashing. That's when it's a true wasting disease, is when at the end it starts to erode their neurological functionality. That's from what I've read, that's kind of the best summary I can give you. I wish I had a better answer, but I just don't want to tell you something that's not true or give you false hope. Those wasting diseases suck. Some of them are like prion diseases for fish, which is like mad cow disease and stuff like that. They're very, very hard to do anything about. You know, rabies, same thing, where like if we did something beforehand, maybe there's a way around it, but not after it spreads. And so that's why really it is so important to get good quality fish. That's why I support people like Dan's Fish. That's why I will pay double or triple, especially if I'm starting a breeding project. I don't want to find out 6 months from now that yes, I kept my guppies healthy enough, and that they now have a wasting disease that they had the whole time, but just because I was keeping them like healthy enough, they were surviving, and as soon as something stressed them, they start falling like dominoes. And that has happened to me so many times in the last 20 years that you just, I mean, you want to pull your hair out, but you realize it's your problem. Do some fish just have metabolic diseases due to poor genes? Of course, yes, totally. You know, there are fish diseases, there's fish cancers. I mean, all that stuff also happens. Fish just have strokes. Fish have heart attacks. I mean, all the stuff that happens to humans happens to fish, and especially to fancy fish that we've bred a bunch. Or as I love lake inlay fish, for instance. They come from a lake that has been alone for probably over 1 million years, and everybody evolved making babies with their cousins, and that has an impact. Certain things get weeded out sometimes, and they can be resistant to like the worst of the worst, but a lot of times they will have repercussions. Right, kitty? Why are you meowing so much? Were you trying to tell the people something? I think you're trying to tell the people something. Was the cat trying to tell? Oh, cat butt. Gosh, edit. Maybe the cat was trying to tell people that Tanya, thank you very much. Or Tanya. I know I'm saying it wrong. Um, Australian rainbows that develop tumors. Yes, the other thing about rainbow fish is every breeder that has rainbow fish that's PetSmart, Petco, those places in the US, they're getting them in the US usually, but they're getting them from Florida. And Gary Lang is probably the guy who introduced them or drummed it up back in the 90s or early 2000s and was like, hey, carry rainbow fish. Here is the turquoise rainbow fish. Here's the Madagascar rainbow fish. Here is the Bosemani rainbow fish. Here's the Millennium rainbow fish. And great, he introduced those. That's so cool. He kept them well. A lot of the farms just let them breed and breed and breed until diminishing returns on the genetic pool. They didn't cross-check with other farms. They didn't cross-check with Gary. A few did, but most no. And even it was like so secretive that like you can't go collecting these things and then bring them back to the US just like that. It's very protected. And so Gary was very specific in telling them how to do things, and if they didn't heed his warning, now there are bad lines out there. CPDs are another fish that's like that. CPDs used to be such an incredible fish. Erythromicrons, the Galaxy Rasbora, that it's a Danio anyways, but related to the CPD, Celestial Pearl Danio. Those used to be incredibly colorful and have such vivid colors and metallic pearling and iridescence. And now they are just, yeah. Let's see. Can I ban that comment? Let's see here. There we go. Anyhow, fishery, I have the same tap water as you, 10-gallon Fluval stratum. My trumpet snails don't seem to be active even at dark when I pour out the colander, disturb Fluval moam as little as possible. Your trumpet snails aren't active, huh? I wonder if your water is too soft and they died. That can happen. They need some hardness or dead snails or calcium carbonate in the rock or in the substrate for them to, survive. Guys, I'm stepping out because I'm really hot and it's nice and cold out here. It's like just above freezing. But I don't want to trample all over Bentley Pasco's stream. I saw Bentley in my stream earlier. And if you guys want to keep hanging out, chatting, just shooting the fish talk, go check out Bentley Pasco. He's a channel that isn't quite as large as mine anymore. We were neck and neck for a long time, and then he had to work and do other stuff. Steenfought's another one where like he pulled way ahead. He's over 100,000 now, and we were neck and neck just a few months ago. So anyways, I gotta call it a night. My suggestion is if you want to keep doing fish stuff that's not this channel's older content, go over to Bentley Pasco. Tell him I say hi. The password is Alex sent me. I'm real unoriginal. All right, you guys. I really do hope you all have a wonderful night. Hopefully I'll be streaming, another day this week or something. I don't know. I feel like I haven't been getting enough content out. I don't know what to make long form content. I don't want to make cruddy quality videos anymore, but I do have a lot of news on my mind, so maybe a live stream is better. I don't know. But I'm going to get out of here, especially on the note that spam is showing up in the chat. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for the super chats and the for the freaking subscribers, the new subscribers that were gifted by Johnny. Thank you so much, Johnny. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Send me an angel and fly to Montgomery.